What is going on, Polestar fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I'm going to give you a good breakdown of the data points and potentially what happened behind the scenes that's sparking a little bit more fear in investors. So I'm going to go over all the stuff you need to know. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get right to it. So Polestar on Friday did go down almost about 11%, a brand new 52-week and also an all-time low of $3.71. As soon as I saw that, I immediately bought some shares. So I did catch the close to the bottom at least at $3.72.5. I'm very happy with that. And even based on my previous updates, I've never really understood fundamentally the price action with Polestar, because fundamentally and operationally Polestar is very sound. They hit their 2022 targets. They have very ambitious 2023 targets, but of course I think they're very achievable. They're really upping and ramping up on their technology as well, starting with the Polestar 3 and updates on the Polestar 2 as well. So I think in general that is good. And of course, based on their actual recent earnings that they went over, they really solidified that they're ramping up on a global aspect, with the exception of, I think, North America and the States, unfortunately. But I'm going to touch on that in a second. But there was something that did come out that sparked a little bit more fear. And so far, what happened in the tail end of 2022 and also starting in 2023, a lot of automakers started to cut prices, because what did happen is, because of used car prices going up so much, there was a huge amount of demand. So a lot of new cars could kind of sell for whatever they wanted. But as you can see, the used car prices did go down. So of course, this is where a lot of companies such as Tesla, more specifically, had to cut a lot of their costs to keep up with demand. But as you can see, it is starting to go back up. So it's very weird to see, for instance, Polestar coming out with this news. So it says Polestar 3 officially unveiling in China, price cut by about $29,000 from the previous. And this is based on the new pricing system. So I think in general, this is sparking a little bit more fear, because typically whenever you see this does happen, this immediately sparks a little bit more fear about demand, which, like I said, based on this chart, seems like used car prices are starting to go back up. So I think this might be a little bit more premature, but like I said, this is what is sparking a little bit more fear. And unfortunately, Polestar was the bad EV on Friday per se that caused it to go down dramatically. So I'll give you a good breakdown as well on what is happening behind the scenes. So even though that was very much perceived as negative, there was a tweet that was done by Polestar recently, yesterday on March the 16th, saying, "Buckle up, something thrilling is about to be unleashed on March the 21st. So next week. Definitely a very positive thing. And this individual, JT, did say, based on the large wheels and brakes, lower tires and stance, and what it looks like in Aero Kit, I hope it's a performance version of the Polestar 2. So definitely, I think that one kind of makes sense to me at least. But of course, I could be very much wrong. No matter what, though, I think this is a very good thing, and it looks pretty sleek just based on this one picture right here. So I think in general, like I already said, based on just the operational aspect of Polestar, they're very good at amping up. They have a very beautiful vehicle, to say the least, and the price point is very acceptable for clearly on a global scale. And when it comes down to their recent earnings, of course, I think one of the biggest things that people cared about was the States. How are they going to integrate into the States? And they did blame, unfortunately, the higher price of the US dollar, and that kind of deterring them from really getting in. But as you can see right here, over the last little bit, it does look like the US dollar in general, based on the US dollar index, has been going down over the last little bit. And of course, we're around here. And of course, when it comes down to the 22nd, this is where potentially, with the Feds raising rates one additional time, that might affect things a little bit more, which of course would lower this, helping maybe Polestar to enter the States, or at least attempt it to some regard. And if I remember correctly, based on the earnings, correct me if I'm wrong though, I think it is the Polestar 3 that is going to be physically manufactured in the States. But no matter what though, with the US dollar potentially continuing to go down, I think that might be very much positive for Polestar. So like I said, that's basically the update. So potentially something new coming on March the 21st. So I'll give you guys an update on that. And then maybe some demand issues. Once again, that's just my own interpretation. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence at the end of the day. I'll start off by giving you a quick update on shorts. Not necessarily because Polestar is going to have a squeeze, but clearly these are the individuals that are very much betting on Polestar going down. Short score is currently 67, utilization is 70%, and as far as what shorts did on Friday, they increased about 2.5 thousand, so not much in by any regard. Still, 3.01% of the free float is in fact being shorted, 7.83 million shares being shorted overall, and cost to borrow for the most part is 17.5, and that's the average. So like I said, I don't anticipate Polestar having a squeeze, but the fact that in general on Friday they increased about 2.5 thousand, it goes to show that they weren't really doubling down, because like I said, Polestar went down very much on Friday, so they could have easily kind of caused a lot more pain, but they didn't, because they think it's an overreaction, like I myself did as well. So this is why I decided to buy. And based on so far the secondary market, you do see some pretty big transactions that did occur today, and clearly you can already tell they stand out from here. So for instance, there was a 1.78 million, a 2.59 million, and a $632,000 order today, all done after hours. And of course, like I said, it does stand out from kind of the previous days. And when it comes to, for instance, the dark pool transactions, that in general kind of is in line with what has been happening over the last little bit. But of course, it's very positive to see number of retail investors getting in. So once again, let me know your thoughts on that. I will give you a quick update as far as what happened from options from Friday. So as you can see, this is the options. It is kind of mixed for the most part, but a little bit more orienting towards puts. So as you can see on Friday, there's roughly around $86,000 worth of call premiums that were completed, versus puts was almost about 201,000. So I think in general, behind the scenes, there was a lot more puts being purchased or overall. So in general, I think that might be a little bit more of a negative as anticipated, or at least a continuation of a downtrend. But like I said, based on the actual technicals, it is well below a lot of the pivotal moving averages. And unfortunately, when it comes down to that, we're in unknown territory. Like I said, typically when you're looking at technical analysis, you have to look back at previous data to give you a good representation of potentially what might be coming in the future. And when we are here, we've never been here before. So this is unknown territory. So typically what you have to look at is fib levels. And even in that regard, it has the S3 at $3.87, which is mind-blowingly low. And this is also why you look at stochastic and it is at 10, very much oversold. So potentially, I think this is a very, very big overreaction, and most likely why it did go up roughly about 2.29% after hours as well. But I do anticipate this to go up and continuing to go up a little bit more as well. And keep in mind, on Friday, that was that quad witching day as well. So there was 4 different derivatives that all expired on the exact same day that added a hell of a lot of volatility. So just be aware of that as well. Number of retail investors were clearly getting out based on the momentum indicator. But like I said, when it comes down to the technicals, I'll quickly show you at least a 4-hour view just briefly. So it goes to show even on that stance, we're below the S3. So in general, massively oversold. So in reality, if you do believe in Polestar bigger picture and you want a good EV play, this one might be a very good one, especially it's completely overdone. And like I've already mentioned, operationally, it's sound. But like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, so you guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But generally speaking, there is no other fundamental news that's been really moving Polestar behind the scenes. On a side note, if you're looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as SEC filings, transcripts, and so forth, take a look at Seeking Alpha. I do have a link to them in the description below and also the comments for a free 7-day trial to Seeking Alpha Premium. So I definitely highly recommend you guys taking advantage of that. But no matter what, give yourself a shout out in the comments below if you have been buying Polestar, because it was a very swift downtrend ever since around the $5 range to here. So this is a very, very big overreaction, in my opinion, of course. Like I said, with it being only a 7.9 billion market cap company right now, that's crazy. That's very, very crazy. Considering Polestar and Tesla are the only other pure global EV plays out there, one of which is Tesla. That's a massive company. And then there's Polestar, who is doing a lot of good things, like I already said. Not to give them too much praise, because I like to be unbiased. And of course, if there's something very much negative, I bring that up, which technically them cutting prices is a little bit more of a negative. Like I said, a lot of people like to see this and orient and automatically think about demand issues, but this is a very big overreaction in my opinion. But again, let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below. One final thing, even though Polestar did go down on Friday and it's been going down over the last little bit, take advantage of this promo right here with moomoo. All you have to do, open up an account before March the 31st and you get one free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000, so even if you just do that, it's a complete no-brainer. And then if you do want to throw $100 at the account as well, you do get additional 4 free stocks. Again, each is up to $2,000, so that is crazy. And because of the whole chat AI movement, they're giving you 2 free stocks as well, one of which is AI, the other one is BBAI. I don't know the price of BBAI, but I know AI is around $21 in general, just based on that one stock. So complete no-brainer. Take advantage of this only up until March the 31st. Link in the description below, and also put it in the comments, so make sure you guys take advantage of that. And without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Polestar.